Welcome to another episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Alright, what we have here is a new lighting situation. Not permanent yet. Haven't totally decided on it. But that 8-foot furring strip there that I picked up at Home Depot yesterday was going to be for the new camera boom, but don't really need that now. So what I've decided to do is use it for the camera boom. That will get me as close as I need to get anywhere on the bench. All I have to do is move it up there and take the shot, and that's all I need to do. Now the lighting is the main feature of this setup. I'm not totally sure I like the camera boom like that. I've had to basically turn it over, and it's not that it won't stay there, it's tight there, but I just don't know yet. It's just one of these things. I do have my magnification light up, and it's got plenty of room. Of course, now depending on where that camera boom is, it may have to be adjusted accordingly. But anywho, that's what she looks like. And let's get a little closer, and I'll show you the glued and screwed. Here's the glued and screwed, and like I said, it was very tight, so don't worry about that too much. But I don't think anything of this is in the way. It's up out of the way far enough to where, you know, it won't shouldn't bother me, and it won't bother the light. The light can rotate, do anything you want with the light, it won't hit anything. Or at least in the bounds that I'm going to be using it in, because I'm not going to be doing anything over there, I don't think. And so I did take the clamp off of the fluke. I got them up there, holding the boards for temporary. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of get an idea of whether or not this is going to work. Originally I thought maybe if I'd use this camera boom here, that it would be good enough to... Oop, about to come off. I haven't tightened it up. It's just laying, sort of sitting there. Let me tighten it up, and I'll show you what it does. Now we have this. Now I've got it here, and to get over to... It's a little bit stiff, probably because of the way I'm doing this, but there we go. Now if I want to do that, I can do that. That would give me a pretty good shot of the scope. But if I did need a little closer shot, I can always, you know, go over here on this board. This is where it should reside most of the time, because, like I said, most of my work's done here. And, you know, that's a good place for it. So, then again, I'm thinking also about moving it over this way, to where I can come at an angle from the side maybe and get a clearer shot of my work that way, because obviously if I have the this light here over here, it's going to be in the way. You've seen that happen many times. So that's just some of the things I'm working with here. This is a Monday night, Monday evening. Kylie's still here. She's out in the living room. I just wanted to get this while I had at nighttime, because lighting is the worst at the nighttime, obviously, and you can see it is pretty darn good with the lights set up this way. I do kind of like them that way. I thought about putting them closer, but I think they're better off a little bit further back. That way you get a little bit better, you know, view of that. And I do have the I started to say the VTVM open, but it's not a VTVM, it's a VOM FET. I see one transistor there. It's sitting right there. I haven't looked at the, I've been meaning to look at the manual for it, see if I can tell from the schematic any more about it. Excuse me. Oh, I've been sneezing my fool head off for the last week or so. Anyway, I'm going to look at that schematic and see if I can figure out maybe why the needle is pegging. There should be could be like the transistor being shorted or something like that causing that. Usually these meters work on a balance, or at least I know the VTVMs do, where you have an equal voltage on both sides, or not amperage, but resistance, or whatever you're calling, and that zero is the balance, and it's supposed to be the balance. And then if there's an upset in the balance when you apply voltage, then that's what makes the needle reflect the imbalance. So that's the way they usually work. I'm sure this one works the same way. So, but anyway, that's a good look at that. You can tell what it looks like, and it does have some switches that probably could benefit a little bit from cleaning. So we may try that after my last cleaning. No, I'm not really sure I want to clean any more switches. And we have some adjustments. There's 1, 2, 3 there. That's AC calibration there. I can't read what the other side says. Maybe you can see it on that side. But anyway, and then the last one is DC balance, I think. So I don't think those are the problem. I like I said, oh, there's 2 transistors in there. I just now saw that. There's one right there and one right there. Ah, interesting. So let me put this on micro. Maybe you can see it. Alright, let's go back in here again. Let's see, one here, one here. So that's really the only semiconductors I see. Quite a few precision resistors. Some VRs for the adjustments. I have neon light there. I don't know what that's for. But anywho, that's what we're looking at. And like I say, I'll study up on the schematic a little bit this evening while I'm sitting in my chair, and try to figure out maybe what would cause the imbalance. You know, I got pretty good on the 2 VTVMs. I could tell pretty much by looking, you know, what was supposed to be and things. It took me a while to get that in my head, but I did get it in my head finally. So, all right, that's about it for that. Main thing I wanted to show you this evening was this lighting situation. Again, this won't be posted until tomorrow, but I'll probably put more with this tomorrow. Then again, I may not, because it's already almost 8 minutes. So, all right, let's get off here and get something done. So, we'll talk at you later. All right, well, there's the scope. That's one. That's a pretty much extreme right there as far as how far it's going to go over if I don't move it on the track up there. Of course, now you can come over to the middle and do the same thing, I think. Things out of the way here. Let's see here. Come over to the middle and come back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Got a pretty good shot of the meters there. Now again, this one's going to be a toughie because you can't get down low enough to get in there to see it. As you can see, it just doesn't get any lower than that. The problem is that I need a shelf. Well, not a shelf, but something down just a little bit lower. About that much lower. And that would get me down, at least down to the ground, or the tabletop, I should say. So, I don't know if getting that off would help any. I don't even know if that comes off, to tell you the truth, but it might. I don't know that it would be any better off than anything else there. So, anywho, that's just one of the places it doesn't really reach really good. Now on this end, gonna have to go a little bit to get, if I put my meters up there like I did before, I probably can see those all right. Like that. If that's the way I do it. It just, like I say, even in the middle there, it's not quite getting to each end, but it does do a good job of getting around there. So, I mean, you know, I'll spread you around, just go around the corner now. There you can see how close it comes to everything. It'll even get in the pretty good on that. Don't really think I need to get the soldering station, but I could if I needed to. There, I can get the bulbs for the dim bulbs. That's gonna be kind of nice. Let's loosen it up. I do. There we go. That top one, usually the one that's on when it does come on. So anyway, it goes where it needs to go, and that's the main thing. So I'm happy with it as far as where it's at right now. I doubt if I'll have to move it. If I did need to get into closer or something, I guess I could move it a little bit if I needed to. It's not a big deal though. I think right where it's at, it'll be fine. And it can go up all the way here. Let me show you that. There you go. Pretty much out of the way there. It's up out into the lights there. I do have, down here I have a section that's not quite out of the way, but I don't know exactly how I can get that out of the way. If at all. Oh yeah, it goes up like that. Yeah, that's pretty much out of the way there. I could get my light in there and everything else I need to get, so I think it'll work alright. Pretty darn sure. See if I can bring it this way here. Bring it down. Yeah, it goes down easier and it goes up. So now it works good. There you go. That's straight down now. That's absolutely, it's almost to the bench now. And like I said, I could move it just a little bit if I need to. And now Ron was talking about just moving this part here, which you know, I can do that, obviously, but that doesn't really, I mean, I can turn it around. I can see over there the scope that way, but it's not very close. So, you know, I kind of like a little closer picture than that. That's just me. I don't know. Anywho, that's all I'm gonna do for now. You guys, I will catch you in the morning. It's like after midnight here now. I'm just kind of waiting for my phone to charge up, so it'll be alive in the morning. It's at around 60%, so I think it's good enough. So I'm going to get off here, and you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll try to catch you on the flip-flop in the morning, and end this video up and see what we got. So that should do it. See ya. Alright, for this last little installment on this current video, we have I said we because Robert's been helping me on this, but I went through and checked the R32. In other words, I did everything it said to do in the manual about what the problem might be. All the wires are connected to the zero adjust potentiometer. Those are connected. This is R32, has a good ground, and like I said, it's right. And so basically what I came down to was checking the transistors, and I'm going to put a little diagram in here, show you what I came up with. The voltages in the red that you see are the actual voltage is measured. Now that's with the zero adjust in the center position, you know, so that it's the same distance between one end as the other. So that's where it should be to zero out the meter. Again, also the voltages at the zero adjust were checked. I think it was 3.96 or 3.85, something like that. It was close to 4 on the one point that should be 4, and it was right on 2.8 on the other one. So I'm going to say that was pretty much correct. That, like I said, this pretty much leaves these transistors, and so I went ahead and measured them like I showed you just a second ago, and you saw, if you looked at it very closely, there's quite a discrepancy between the two, and the I believe it was TR1 shows that was it the source and the gate is practically the same voltage, and even the drain, the supply voltage is not that much difference. So, you know, I'm kind of looking at it like maybe this transistor might be bad, and that's my thoughts on it. Now, this DC balance could be out of whack, and way out of whack, and causing that discrepancy. But I don't think so. I think it's this transistor, and that's what I'm looking at anyway for right now with it. And it's going to take a little while to get this apart. I have several things to undo before we can take this apart and get to the other side, so I can unsolder this. And I do have a source for this transistor. We looked up, or actually I posted on Antique Radio Forum, and the SS3672, I think is what the number is, translates to a NTE 133, according to one source anyway. So I think it's close enough to where we can get it to work. So I'll probably end up ordering a couple of those, because these are supposed to be pretty much balanced. And so I'll order 2 of those, and we'll put those in and go from there, I guess. So Robert suggested I calibrate this first. I'm not really sure that's gonna work. I don't think this is the problem. I really don't, because everything points to this transistor being either shorted or very badly damaged or something. So I think that's what we're going to look at, is that. So that's going to be doing it for the last installment of this current video. You've seen basically what I'm up to and what I've found out about this meter here. And my lights are still in the same position as I think I showed you before. And I'm leaning towards that as being the final design in my quest for whatever this is. Now I may, instead of gluing like I did last time, I glued those outriggers from the board, and I ended up having to break the glue off. So I think I may just screw those down, and maybe that'll add a little bit of an adjustment to them as well. So I think I may do that, and definitely going to screw the ones to the shelf, the boards across there, the big long throwing strip I've got up there now. That will definitely be screwed in, and so I'm going to try to do this with limited, I guess, limited screws and things like that, to where if I need to change it, it's not going to be a big hassle to change. So that's what I'm looking at. I have to pick up Kylie here in a little bit and take her to her house. Her father is not sure he's going to be able to make it back in time to pick her up before Jordan has to go to work, and she needs to help watch Lainey this evening. So that's what that's going to be. So she won't be here today at all. And like I said, I will be gone for a little while. I probably won't start on this until either late this evening or tomorrow evening, or tomorrow even, I should say. But like I said, I've got to figure out exactly what I need to do to get this board here off. There's a screw there screw there, screw there, screw there. I think those 4 will allow it to come up. And I don't know how much though, because these 2 screws here on the back side are from the back side of the switches, I should say. There's the function switch on this side and a range switch on this side, and they are the backs of those. So I don't know how much that's gonna. I'm hoping this is just these nuts here will allow the circuit board to come off and leave the switch as it is, and I'm hoping that's what that'll happen. If I can get just enough room in there to get my desoldering iron in there, I think that'll be fine. I hope so. Anywho, I'm talked enough, and this is going to be a long video as it is anyway, so you guys should be used to it once in a while, so I guess that's all I've got to say. But let me turn this around a little bit. At least, yeah. I got another runny nose again. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.